about. As far as the sector spotlight, it's the exact same scenario as the spiders. Okay, you saw a lot of groups just get that oversold bounce. So you need to figure out if it was just an oversold bounce and whether that group will stay strong or not. Okay, the first group or sector I want to show you is the SMHs. They've been a laggard. Okay, this stock or this group had a little bit of a red dog reversal. It went into some major support, so you could see here, okay, going back all the way to last October. It also had, this head and shoulders pattern that triggered, came into about the 28 reversed. So now this could have a nice bounce back to the 30 area if that retracement rule holds, maybe even 3150. I talked about Intel yesterday. I mentioned that if people don't want to sit in cash and they want liquidity, some of the mega caps, Intel has a very low PE, it's got a ton of cash, and you actually have a yield. So if you want some exposure to these semis, I would say Intel, which we talked about into this area, is a stock that you could that hopefully you bought a little bit yesterday, that has room to bounce, that's a bit more safe, than some of the other stocks that don't have the cash, that don't have, that have all that debt. So Intel, if you want a semiconductor. As far as retail, the RTHs, let's take a look here. This stock, or this sector, also had a big breakdown. Came into some big support. If you go all the way back to that October support, it reversed, has some room as far as the RTH back to 102, maybe to retest that neckline, but it has to hold these retracement rules. And in retail, I would look for, Lulu. Lulu's been a great name. It's been a momentum name. Or perhaps maybe if it moves too quick for you, perhaps Macy's. Okay, into the next group, the OAHs. This group, they played catch up to the downside real quick because, oil fell down to, what was it, 76 after hours 2 days ago. So if you look at the OAHs here, you will see that this group also held support, or held longer term support. If you go all the way back to, look at that, the same October level. Okay, it didn't even make new lows, so that showed a little strength. So these OAHs have some room to bounce if we get some follow through. The leaders of that group, to me, there was Halliburton, it was a little Schlumberger. So pick the leader in that group if you don't just want to trade that ETF. And as far as the transports, the IYT, you take a look here. And it also, every one of these charts and scenarios look very similar. They all reversed. The question is, can they rally back to resistance 1 or retest that breakdown point, considering where they were way back when? If you're going to play this group, I don't really get that involved in. You're on your own there. What I like to do is I like to focus on the best sector at the right time in the key stocks. And yesterday, for me, the leading indicators were in high beta scenarios, which I'm going to go over right after this commercial break.